Exactly. And the much-awaited controversial documentary by 8 investigative journalists, Anas, has finally been aired. Hundreds of Ghanaians are still gathered at the Accra International Conference Center to catch a glimpse of the investigative piece. Let's get excerpts of the video. You know what's so interesting about this whole thing?
What freaks you about it?
After that, he cleans his mouth and it's like, you know, see no evil, say no evil. All right, let's check out the second one.
You can start with something small, your own discussion. Then, when you get the contract, big contracts, we can go back and give them more money. And then we take over the whole country.
Israel, it's about time we take over, you know. That's what I'm saying.
And there have been all sorts of memes that have come up following
a lot of them.
And the memes are a lot. Hopefully we can go through some of them later.
Sure, and I hear Twitter is, you know,
it's buzzing.
I'm telling you. So let's hear your reaction after watching the full video.
If an individual speaks with that conviction, if an individual speaks with that boldness, how he is going to sell the integrity of the republic to the foreigners, I am sad, extremely sad, that I am wondering why, in spite of the fact that we saw $65,000 handed to Nantechi, he collected the money and packed it into a bag, and that individual was sent to police station. And that day, there was a wishy-washy investigation, and he was allowed to go home. I am sad, my brother, my sister.
Okay. Embarrassing, shocking. I mean, this sports is the passion of the nation. And then what happened at the tail end, I just don't get it.
Football commissioner taking 300 cities, 200 cities to fix a match. To me, from my background, I don't think it's reasonable. I don't think so. But taking money from us and Kotoko, all these big teams, 300 cities, 500 cities, 1,002. I don't think, and when you really watch the movie, after everything they said TNT, they mentioned like TNT. So it's like a ritual, it's like a fraternity within the caucus.
All the hardship that we are going through, most Ghanaians entertain themselves with the football. And if somebody can just go and take 300 cities, 700 cities, 1,000 cities to change the face of football, forgetting about thousands of supporters around the stadium, and what can happen to them as a result of losing the football match. And just somebody decided that, okay, I've taken 700 cities, so I'll make sure that this person wins the match. It's so crazy to think that one person can do that to the whole nation. I just can't think about it. It's so crazy.
And I just don't get it.
All right.
I just don't get it. Let's check out what you've been saying on Facebook.
So on Facebook, Walanyo Akwetia says, I've not seen it or watched it, but the information I heard so far means Ghanaians have slept and their legs are outside the room. My heart bleeds for Ghana. Pentia Philip says, I think Ghana has been embarrassed. I think the whole GFA board should be dissolved. Kobe White says, Ghana needs strong reforms and vibrant institutions that will not have dealings in corruption and bribery, etc. Mother Ghana needs God and good leaders as well, but for what we are seeing, only God knows.
Okay, Solomon Asiedu says, I've had an opportunity to watch some part of the video and I'm very sad for Mother Ghana. I pray this wouldn't be like the others, such as the president forgetting the commission's report. Ernest Gadesi says, I tell you what, all individuals mentioned in the video must be questioned. Mr. Nyantichi seems to be fully aware of what he's doing. We need to know whether he was making a statement of fact or was simply misleading the investors. For me, it doesn't lie with the president to say his name has been used fraudulently. The president has questions to answer. Those are some very interesting comments on Facebook.
All right, and I indicated to you earlier that Twitter has been buzzing. There have been 3 or 4 people whose tweets have been following as far as this is concerned.
Okay.
Now, there's Michael Otieje.
Yes,
and then there's Bridget Otu. And then we also have John Benjamin, who's also been tweeting about this. Now, one from Bridget Otu says, some referee who awarded 2 dubious penalties in the Hearts of Oak game went back to Anas that he's overperformed. So they should top up the bribe. And if you see the comments that are following, the thread is generated quite a thread, and they say Anas gave this referee an extra 1,500, and the referee said, "I gave you 3 points." and then somebody comes up and says, yeah. So Gideon Osabute comes up and says, Presec boys would have written to the president if Samuel Suka didn't appear in the video. The guy was corrupt, even as a PE teacher in Presec. Is the president out of Nyantichi's pocket already? The comments on Twitter, they're just
very interesting. All right, and also the documentary by investigative journalist Anas Arimea Anas is alleged to have captured 77 Ghanaian referees and 14 Ghana Football Association officials engaging in acts of corruption. Meanwhile, it is reported that some men resisted attempts to be compromised. So what do you suggest should be done to those found guilty? And how at all do you think the Ghana Football Association can be reformed?
Anybody involved in the video should be held accountable. If possible, they should be punished, because from here, definitely, the investigators will take it up. And if they are found culpable at the end of the day, they should be punished. And I wouldn't want this video that we are queuing and watching to be a 9-day wonder. Something good must come out of what we are watching. There should be a total overhaul of the Ghana Football Association. There should be a total overhaul of the Referees Association of Ghana. For us to move forward with football, something must be done out of the massive evidence we have seen from the Anasis undercover video.
Calling on the Chief Justice, the IGP, and the CID boss. Now the president too must step aside and his vice. The ministers in question must be called to order. They have to call them immediately, call for their arrest. Kenadepong, who has been bugging, making noise 24/7, irritating us, only for us to discover that his name is part in the video, because Kwesi Nyantechi categorically stated that Kennedy has become more or less a problematic, an obstacle in the party, making a whole lot of noise. As we speak by now, people should, I'm surprised if really what the president saw, and Nyantechi was invited and released, then I'll not be surprised there's a collaboration somewhere.
I would say that it didn't live up to its billing, but generally I think that it exposed a lot in Ghanaian sports.
Let's get on Twitter and check.
So if you go on Twitter, you'd realize that number 12 is for the trends. Number 12 is number 1, Kwesi Nyantechi number 2, and I pick Kwesi. Okay, but there's I am Anas also trending, and then we have number 12 also trending down there. I mean, so there's. But let's get into number 12, the first number 12, and get to read some of the tweets that. Need it. So we have Sadiq Adams says appointed Edidoku, appointed chairman of local Black Stars, failed to qualify Ghana for CHAN, took bribe to influence selection, paid referees to help Ghana win WAFU, promoted to main Black Stars, only under Nyantechi Kingdom. And then we go to Michael Otieje, who says there are intelligence within Ghana football still spewing entrapment nonsense, and supposed intelligent ones prepared to tolerate that conversation. And Gary R. Smith, who says, dear Twitter, today is a huge day for Ghana and its football. Huge. The BBC has partnered with an investigative agency owned by Nash Global to air an explosive documentary. That's today. This is the trailer. And let's move. Michael Etieje also says, don't let anyone deceive you with the politics. This is about the rotten core in football. The rotten core that takes us, the fans, for a ride every day. Don't lose track of that. And then Anas also tweets, Anas Global, says, corruption is when plenty people have 3 o'clock tickets outside the conference center, but it's full. And then Sadiq Adam Obama says, Nyantechi says he knows for a fact that Kufado sold his properties to win the election, so his family is very broke. His brothers are always asking for money, therefore the $5 million bribe will ease the burden. Michael TJ also comes in, says, the kind of worms this opens, the kind of worms about contracts, about sponsorship deals and agencies. And then Sadiq says, if you're an NDC contractor and you're being owed by government, then forget about payment. According to Nyantechi, Nanado is struggling to even pay MPP contractors. So he says, as for NDC,
forget it.
Contracts, yeah, as for the NDC contractors, their monies will rot. And so, in the let's go to the tweet by Michael Otieje. It says Nyantechi actually mentioned Kennedy Japan in the video, called him very loud, said he is criticizing his government and wants to control everything. Says nobody can call him to order. All this to the undercover reporter.
And that's how we end the interactive segment. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Have a great one.
All right.